essentially this is a practice that works to, in most ways, honor the alignment of the spine, which is naturally curvy. So we maintain the cervical and the lower lumbar moving in a little bit, and we keep the thoracic, the middle spine, full, so that we end up with this beautifully curvy spine in most of the places we go. I'm a little bit more fluid these days and a little bit more wavy, and so we're moving. It's a dynamic, it's a pulsing practice, but it should feel really good. We're going to start soft today on the back, actually. So if you guys want to just make your way there, and that's what's up. Okay, and you can just extend your legs long and take one hand to your heart and one hand to your belly. Can allow your eyes to soften here for a couple of moments and just tap into your breath. This morning, I'm tuning in from my home in Victoria, BC, and this is in Canada. And I am so grateful to have this community to share this morning with me. I feel like this little community is turning into my family. And people, hearts from all over the world are tuning in, and that just like really lights me up, that we can share space and utilize our technology in a really beautiful way that connects us in a real way. It feels good. And I'm also grateful to be able to move this morning. And so just tapping into your heart, and each breath, take it low into the belly, all the way up into the tip of the chest. Feel your hand rise. And exhale lands you a little heavier. Allowing yourself to drop in here, just resting for a few moments before we begin to move. And I'll read to you this morning, or this time and space. I live for miracles in my life these days, not the earth-changing, light-bringing, soul-powering kind, but the ones that carve out a small space of peace where before there was only the jumble of resentment, fear, and doubt. The ones that happen from choosing to live the right way, like coming to understand that forgiveness isn't about gaining a release from others, it's about gaining release from me. If I release my hold on what binds me, I can walk free and unencumbered. But I have to embrace the resentment, the fear, and the doubt to gain that. I have to own them, hold them, so that I can learn to let them go. In that letting go is the miracle. And take a few more breaths here. We'll start with some soft somatic moving. Take your arms out into a T shape, and just out beside you on the ground. We'll start with the right side. And I want you to imagine, or it's more than imagination, it's an actual movement, but the intention of pushing your heel away so that it's like you could imagine that you're trying to extend length into your right leg. Now at the same time, reach your right arm up towards your ear, stretch your fingertips up as you push your heel away so that you get this gentle, ever so gentle opening along the right side. Right heel pushing down towards the bottom of the mat, and the right fingertips reaching up towards the top of the mat. Breathe. And then release your hand back down and find softness. And switch sides. The left heel begins to push away. The right arm travels up towards the top of the mat. And finding this like energetic reaching through the whole left side. You can feel the heel pushing away as the fingertips reach up to get this long length along the left side of the body. And it's gentle. There's nothing too extreme. Breathe. And then come back to a neutral space. We'll do one more time on each side. The right heel begins to extend like it's trying to lengthen into your right leg as the right fingertips reach up towards the sky, or not towards the sky, towards the sky if you were standing up, just towards the top of the mat, reaching, lengthening into your side body. And then back through neutral. And extend your left heel away. Reach your left fingertips up, up, up. That you find this energetic reaching of length through the whole left side body. And the leg, it's almost like it gets longer. We feel this gentle stretch through the belly, through the side body. And then come back to a neutral space. Bend your right knee and place your foot on the mat just beside your left leg. We'll take just some easy twists here. Allow your right knee to drop over top of your left knee. It's just sort of a floppy little twist here. Breathe. There's nothing too structured about this. This is just sort of a gentle opening into the soma, into your body. And then come back through center. Extend your right leg long. Bend your left knee, place the foot to the mat, and floppy twist to the right. The arms can just stay long, just sort of twisting into this little contortion on the mat. And come back through center. Extend your left leg long, bend your right knee, place the foot on the mat, and little floppy twist. Let your right knee land towards the left. It just sort of kind of crawls over top of the left leg. And keep your breath alive. Even allowing your eyes to shut and just go inside and feel. Breathe. Back through center. Last time, extend your right leg. Rebend through the left knee. Place the foot to the mat. And little floppy twist over towards the right. Come back through center. Bend both of your knees. Catch your knees with your hands, cupping the knees. Let your knees pull heavy so the arms pull long and the shoulder blades get broad. Lift your chin out of your throat and take a couple of little rocks side to side. The belly is long, and we have this quality of really rooting down into the mat. And release your knees and keep your knees in the air to 90 degrees. Reach your arms up into the sky, way up high. Lift the chin out of the throat. We'll take an active twist, knees halfway to the right, arms halfway to the left. When you get to this place, it's like floating a little bit. Extend your feet and your arms away from you like you're kicking into opposite corners of the room. Stretch into the belly. Feel the tension and tone, reaching to create this holistic body engagement. And then bring it back through center. Knees to the left, arms to the right. Kick long, big stretch. Press into the belly. Feel the belly stretch as the arms reach and the feet kick away. And then come back through center, knees to the right, arms to the left. Reach like you're kicking to opposite corners of the room. Stretch long, feel your belly tone. And keep your breath alive. Yeah, and back through center, knees to the left, arms to the right. Big kick, stretch, press like you're reaching for opposite corners of the room. The belly stretches, chin lifted, throat open. Rolling back through center one more time on each side, knees to the right, arms to the left. Big reach, stretch, option to add some little frog pulses. You can imagine like you're kicking a heavy box away with your feet, little bends, and then push the box away. Bend, and then kick the box away. One more time, bend, and kick that box away. And then bring it back in, knees to the left, arms to the right. Last time. Option to stay in your stretch of length. Option to connect into little frog leg pulses like you're kicking a heavy box away. Bend and then kick. Stretch open. Bend and then kick. Stretch open. Yeah. And then come back through center. Place your feet to the mat behind your sits bones. Fingertips land above your head, elbows up towards the sky. Wash your knees side to side. A little moving twist, move slow. Let your belly stretch as the knees knock side to side. The chin is lifted, the throat is open. Yay. Land your feet just to the mat. Stop the twisting side to side, and we'll interlace the hands behind the right thigh. Let your thigh pull heavy into the hands. Yeah. And notice your lower lumbar. See if you can lift it up just a little bit so that it moves into its natural curve. So the thigh pulls heavy into the hands, and we feel this weighted quality. The arms, shoulder blades get broad. From this space, extend your heel up towards the sky. So finding this length and tone through the back line of the leg. You can take some little pulses here, thinking about kicking your heel up as the femur roots down into the hip socket. Check into your toes. Notice if you can soften your toes towards your nose and create a little pocket in your paw. Yeah. Sometimes I get like a little jackhammer effect here in my leg. And so just moving into that place that is still engaged and tensioned and toned. Okay, and then kick your heel up and draw some little circles in the air with your ankle. And switch your circle, go the opposite direction. Okay, we'll guide the knee down towards the shoulder. And option one stays here. Option 2 can move into half happy baby. Right hand moves to the outside edge of the right foot. The knee guides down towards your right armpit or right shoulder. Option 3, well, first you can stay here if this feels great, or you can begin to kick wide your right leg to the right side and just moving with a gentleness so that we're not feeling anything sharp or unkind. You want to be just loving to the body. So taking yourself to that space that feels nourishing. Wow. And take your right ankle, cross it over top of the left thigh. Pick your knee up, catch your shin, hold here for just a little second. Sometimes I like to take my left hand to my left knee, just over top of the right ankle, and support my right hand to my right knee, and sort of take little rock side to side. I rock a lot in my class, in my practice. I move a lot. So just exploring how that might shift your place of connections, and resist your ankle into your thigh. Notice how this fires up into the inner groin and into the hip. Okay, keep your legs connected in this number 4 shape. Reach your arms up into the sky. We're gonna keep this shape, move with it. So the arms reach back and the legs move away as a unit till the heel moves to tap towards the ground, stretch into the belly, and then lift back up. The legs move away as the arms reach back, stretch, tone, open through the belly, and then lift back up. A few more here. Stretch long. Can feel the sensation like your belly is an elastic band, opening and then closing. And keep the resistance of your ankle into your thigh alive. And take one more big stretch, reach long. And then place your left foot down, release your right foot to the ground. You can just wash your knees side to side, kind of like a little rinse out. Cool. Before we go to the other side, I'm going to sneak in something cute here. Extend your right arm long to the top of the mat. Use your feet, press them into the mat to lift your bum up, shift your hips towards the left. Drop your hips down so that you can roll onto your right side. Okay, bend your right elbow and take your head in your hand. So you kind of just hold your head. Now lift your hips up a little bit more and shift them back so that you lengthen the belly and the hips move even more behind the heart. Take your left hand, connect it to the top of your left thigh, like a little horseshoe hold. Press your knee forward into your hand and feel your belly tone. So the knee presses forward, the hips slide wide, and the belly gets long. Press your head into your hand and let your neck get even more open. Little press, belly extends, open up. Let's do 2 more of those. Pressing the knee forward into the resistance of your hand and then release. And last one. Okay, now take your left hand, connect it behind the head. The elbows are framing your face. Head presses more into the hands. Let your neck get super long. We have a floating left leg above the right. Begin to find a sticky pedal here. So it's like a little bicycle pedal, but you can imagine you're pulling through cold honey. So it's sticky, like trying to connect into that left bum. Yeah. Keep the hips rooting back energetically. The head keeps reaching up towards the top of the mat, so that we work to find more length, more opening through the whole central channel. from pelvic floor through the crown of the head. Yes. Say good morning in a nice, gentle way to your bum. A couple more. All right. Hey, release your pedal and just roll back onto your side. Shift back to the center of the mat. Take your knees up into the air. Reach your arms high into the sky. So the knees that are at a 90 degree and the arms are reaching up. Let's have the heels tap down as the arms reach back. Big stretch. Imagine that elastic band through the belly lines and then lift it back up. Heels tap low, arms reach back, breathe. So we're working to stretch into the belly, finding length, finding strength through length. Heels tap down, arms reach back, open, and then lift it back up. Yeah, beautiful. Yeah, amazing. Okay, land your feet back down to the mat, just behind the sits bones a little bit. Interlace your hands behind the left thigh and let your thigh pull heavy away from you. So the arms pull long and the shoulder blades become broad. Yeah. Check into your lower back and just lift it into its natural curve a little bit. From here, extend your heel up towards the sky. Let your toes soften towards your nose. And you can even try to find a little pocket in your paw. So it's almost like you could hold a golf ball or like a ping pong ball in the center of your paw of your foot. Okay, little pulses like you just are kind of tensing and releasing, kicking the heel up towards the sky as you root the femur down into the hip socket. Lift your chin, open your throat. Cool. Kick your heel up and then begin to draw some circles with your ankle. And then draw circles the opposite way. Okay, now gently guide your knee down towards your left shoulder. Option 1 can stay here. Option 2 takes the left hand to the outside edge of the left foot for half happy baby. Guide the knee down towards your left armpit or left shoulder. And option to stay or to kick wide your left foot to the left side. So just gently opening into that inside seam of the leg. Inseam, yeah. And again, moving with gentleness. Cross your left ankle all the way over top of the right thigh. Yeah, and pull in to catch the shin. I like to take my right hand to my right knee, just over top of the left ankle, and my left hand to support my left knee. See if you can keep the lower lumbar lifted into its natural curve. Lift the chin, and little rocking side to side is available here if that feels cool to you. Or also resisting the ankle into the thigh is a nice way to catch more engagement into the groin-ish area, inner hip. Cool. Come back through center. Keep your legs as they are in this number 4 shape. Reach your arms into the sky. Resist your ankle into your thigh, and then we'll take these legs for a journey. The legs move away as the arms reach back, stretch length into the belly, and then lift back up. Stretch long, belly tones, chin lifted, throat open, and then lift it back up. Keep going for 3 more. Yeah. Resist ankle into the thigh. Feel the stretch and tone into the belly. Open it up. Yes. And then release your foot down to the mat. Release the ankle, both feet to the mat. Extend your left arm long to the top of the mat. Lift your bum to shift your hips towards the right side, to roll onto your left side. Yeah. And then bend your left elbow to catch your head with your hand. So give yourself like a little head rest. Yeah. And then maybe pick your hips up and shift them back even more to find more length in the belly. Take your right hand, little horseshoe hold to the top of your right thigh. And press your head into your hand to let your neck get even more open. Let's play with a couple of resistances to find length in the belly. So press your knee forward into your hand. Feel your hips slide back in the belly tone. Knee pushes forward, hips slide wide, belly gets so long, and then release. A few more, just playing with resistance to feel the toning of the belly. The knee presses forward into the resistance of your hand, and then release. Keep your chin lifted, throat open, belly long. Hey. Now take your right hand, connect it behind the head. The elbows hug narrow, like they're framing your face. Press your head even more so that your neck gets so long, and begin to find a little sticky pedal here. So the right heel begins to pedal like it's pulling through cold honey. So it's, can you connect into that right glute? Can you feel it fire up? Yeah. Each pedal you take, the belly gets a little longer. The crown of the head reaches a little higher. Couple more. Cool. And then release. Extend your left arm long. We're going to take the right hand in front of your heart and press yourself all the way up. Both hands can move forward. We're just going to lift all the way up into hands and feet. So when you make it to this position, walk your feet as wide as your hips or as wide as the mat, whatever feels right. Take a nice deep bend into the knees and send your hips high and wide to the sky. Carry the heart forward just a little bit, almost like you're coming forward into a plank, and push down the mat. Really feel your shoulder blades broaden and expand. Couple of pulses forward and back, hips root high and wide, and then pulse the heart forward. I'm finding some bends and extends here. Hips root wide and the belly reaches long. Heart reaches forward. Yeah. Amazing. Hey, find some stillness with your bent knees and begin to tick-tock your hips side to side, little shifting of the hips. Kind of find this weaving and winding into the belly. And think about, yeah, it's like churning or it's like juicing your belly. Yes. Hey, find some stillness. Nice connection. Pause, resisting down and out. Bend into the knees, hips rooting high and wide. Externally rotate your right hand. Twist toes and knees to the left. Bend your knees forward. Root your hips back. Rise, lift and lengthen into the left side. Find a couple of pulses here. If you need some support, lower your right knee down. Root the hips back. Let the belly soften long as you rise like a rainbow into the left ribs. Yeah. Breathing to open, moving slow, hips root back wide, belly so long, rise into the side. Option to reach your left arm forward and long, find that full expression through the whole left side. Big stretch, press, reach. Aha. Come back through center. Hands and feet, little pedal of your heels. Extending the back line of the legs. Find your breath. Okay, bend your knees, root your hips high and wide. Resist your pause down and out to the side. Externally rotate the left hand, twist toes and knees to the right side. Knees bend forward, hips slide back and wide. Rise like you're peeling open into the right side. If you need some support, lower the left knee down to the mat. Yeah. Moving slow, bend the knees, root the hips back, and then rise into the space underneath of the right armpit. Lift your chin, open your throat. Yeah. Option to take a big stretch, reach your right arm forward and long, open up. Yeah. 2 more pulses, breathe into it, be with it. Yes, you got this. Amazing. Come back through center. Hands and feet. Little shift of your hips. Make it sweet, like you're weaving and you're winding into the belly. And get that primal kind of juiciness into the hips, into the belly, into the heart. Hey, carry your heart forward. Push down the mat nice and broad. Lower the knees down to the mat. All fours, hands and knees. Untuck the toes, press the tops of the feet down, gently drag back. Yeah, slide your hips back and wide and undulate your spine, curl forward, chin to chest, rounding through the upper back. Find your wave, the hips slide back. Keep the butt wide and high, and then curl it forward, chin tucks into the chest, rounding through the upper back. So working to articulate each little piece of the spine. As you root your hips back, feel the belly lengthen. The knees can gently press down and out to the side. As you curl forward, shoulder blades wrap down, chin to chest, feel the fullness on the back. Next time you slide your hips back, lift all the way up onto your knees. Reach your arms forward. The top of the foot stays connected, pressing down and gently dragging back for that little bridge in the ankle. The hips stay subtly back so we maintain hollows in the groins and the glutes gently behind the heart. The arms are forward and wide, and slide your hips back. Begin to kind of airplane shift your ribs side to side. You can imagine this like floating and flying kind of buoyancy. The chin is lifted, the throat is open. And just sort of holding the space for your ribs to expand and widen as we sort of glide and fly side to side. Yeah. Soften the shoulders. Yeah. Breathe. Okay. Reach your arms ahead of your heart to sweep them all the way back. Catch both sides of the skull. Hug your elbows forward and narrow. Slide your hips back and wide. Hold your roots. Rise through the center. Lift your heart to the sky. Open up. Hips slide back. Rise the heart. Stretch through the belly. Lift it up. Thinking about keeping the hips gently back as you rise through the center. Less is more. Soften your shoulders. Soften your traps. And support the neck. Lift up through the crown of the head. Open up. Rise through the center. Lift into your length. And then sit back. Curl in. Chin to chest. Rounding through the upper back. Glide your ribs side to side. Connect into the back of the heart. And take your time here. Breathe and feel. Feel the low ribs lifting up off of the lumbar spine. Feel the ribs glide wide side to side so you can really feel the skin and the fascia stretch on the back of the heart. Yeah. Come back through center. Root your hips back. Let your belly soften forward and peel back open. Rise your heart all the way up. Big stretch. Reach up high. Take one more through the center line. And then sit back to your heels. Bring your hands to the tops of your thighs and just breathe here. Allow your eyes to shut and feel. With each exhale, let your shoulders soften a little bit more. Take one more breath here. And sweep your arms wide to the side, all the way up to the sky. Your gaze can shift to look towards your fingertips. Reach into the length through the belly. And then connect your hands above your head and slide them down through heart center. Bow your head. Merry Christmas, everybody. Okay, take your hands forward into all fours one more time. Not the last time, I can't guarantee, but another time. And take your hands as wide as your mat or as wide as your shoulders. And we want the wrists to be ahead of the shoulders. So I always like a bit of a slant in my arm. Give your hands a little grippiness. Elbows externally rotate forward so that the elbow eyes face inwards towards each other. Push down the mat to broaden through the back of the heart. And then slide your hips back. Now begin to pulse forward and back, holding the alignment of your spine. The hips slide back and wide, the knees press down and out to the side, and the heart pulls forward. Lift the chin, the crown reaches forward. As you pull your heart forward, actually, you could tuck your chin into your chest and really press down the mat to feel that fullness on the back. And then lift your chin as you slide your hips back and wide. That's kind of a nice way to connect into the fullness on the back of the heart. You sit your hips way back, and we'll peel the left knee open to the side. Place your paw to the mat. Kickstand the right foot out just a little bit. Hips slide back towards your heel. Rise, lift, and lengthen into the left side. Hips slide back and wide. Lift, lengthen like a little rainbow in your left ribs. Rising left ribs creates a lightness in your left fingertips. We find this creeping open into the side body from the left groin all the way through to the left armpit. Yeah. Breathe. Lift the chin out of the throat. Yes. Okay, take your left hand and give yourself a little half hug so you kind of catch your right ribs. Yeah, slide your hips back and wide and then begin to rotate your ribs upwards, gentle twist. So we think about this spiraling of the ribs, the hips slide back, tack the hips, and then revolve the ribs. Yeah, and there's nothing cranking here, it's just gentleness, twisting into the ribs, hips slide back, little twist. And take your left arm, stretch forward and long. Lengthen through the whole side body. Slide your hips wide and then stretch, press, reach to open. Yeah. And take your left hand, connect it to the front, left fist to the crown of the head. Single crown. Slide your hips back, press your head into your hand, lengthen through the belly, and then sit back, curl in, chin to chest, rounding through the upper back. Move it all the way back into lengthening, opening up. We find our length, and then we sit back, curl in. Let yourself go inside. Let your body move you into a wave through your spine, moving through contraction into opening. Sit back, curl in, and then open it back up. Yes, beautiful. There's no right or wrong here, so just allowing yourself to feel what's going on. Even shutting the eyes is one of my favorite ways to get really in tune with what is happening inside of my body. You'll take one more curl in, and then ending on our length, resist your head into your hand. The belly is so long, stretching. Reach your left arm forward and long. And then connect your left hand to the front of the left thigh. This might be the place that you want to stay. This is a great place to be, just gentle pulsing forward and back. If you want to up level, we'll move into balance. Pick up your left foot, open leg to the side. Press your knee forward into your hand. When you do this, notice your hips slide back. Let your belly get soft and open. Lift your chin. Option to stay static. Option to find a little pulse. The knee pulls forward and the hips slide back. Spring your heart forward. Knee pulls forward, hips slide wide, pulse the heart forward. Knee forward, hips back, pulse heart forward. Yeah. Okay, next time you pulse your heart forward, we're going to carry the left foot to place in front of the right thigh. It's like you create that little number 4. If that is too tight for you, just place the foot a little to the side. Make it work for you. Otherwise, connecting the ankle in front of the thigh with the toes, left toes face towards the left, heel towards the right. And connect your left fingertips back to the left side of the mat. Slide your hips back and wide. And you should feel that pretty juicy right away. Yeah. And if you would like to get even deeper, you can take your left hand to your left bum. And as you sit back, pull the flesh up. Yeah. This is the juice here. Sit back, sit wide, open up. Yeah. Okay, take one more little pulse here. All right. And then release your ankle from in front of the thigh. Come back into all fours, hands and knees, and take some big rib rolls or barrel rolls or just big circles with the ribs. And then switch your roll, go the opposite way. Okay, find some stillness. I'm going to take 2 fists forward here. And resist your fists back towards your knees to lower your forearms down to the mat. And the fists can be connected, so you're making a bit of a triangle here, and the elbows quite narrow. If you're feeling relatively chill this morning, then this could be the place that you stay, or this is the place that you can come back to, even sitting all the way back into a child's pose if you need that. If you'd like to come up for a little more flavor, we can press down the mat really broad and through the back of the heart. Tuck the toes and lift the knees, rise up, step wide, step wide. So forearms with a wide stance. Take a nice bend into your knees. Root your hips back and wide, and then slide your heart forward, push down the mat to broaden into the back. Bend your knees. Slide your hips back and wide, extend the back line of the leg. Now resist your pause down and out to the side, and then carry your heart forward and through. Got 2 more, bend the knees. Slide your hips back wide and high, resist your pause down and out to the side, and then carry your heart forward and through. Press down the mat to broaden through the back. Last time, bend. Slide your hips back wide and high. Resist your pause down and out to the side, and then carry your heart forward and through. Okay. Lower the knees down, wide knees. Connect your toes behind you. Sit back, child's pose. Reach your arms forward to melt your heart, or take wide elbows with a double fist stack to land your head to your fists. Yeah, take a couple of deep breaths here. Take one more full breath here. And then roll your spine forward, coming back into hands and knees. Fix your knees so they're underneath of your hips. The wrists are ahead of the shoulders and the hips are rooting wide, so there's space for the belly to be long. Okay, begin to pulse forward and back, holding the alignment of your spine. As you pull your heart forward, push down the mat, feel your shoulder blades broaden. As you slide your hips back, feel this lengthening through the belly, the knees press down and out to the side. Yeah. Well, crown of the head reaches forward. Okay, sit your hips way back And peel the right knee open to the side. Place your paw to the mat. Kickstand the left foot out just a little bit. Hips slide back and wide, like you're peeling open little bit by little bit, open into the right side. Hips slide back, slide into the right side, ribs open up. Yeah. We feel this sort of rainbowing into the ribs. The belly gets soft, long, and open. Lift the chin out of the throat. Yes, beautiful. And if it feels a little crunchy in the hip, you can always take your right foot and slide it back a little bit. Yeah. Okay, take your right hand, give yourself a half hug, connect into the left ribs. Slide your hips back and wide and begin to open into a spiral twist. So think about tacking your hips back into this little revolution of the ribs. Beautiful. And it's gentle here. So just nothing cranking, just sort of guiding or teaching the ribs the direction that they want to go. Yeah. And then big stretch, reach your right arm forward and long. Hips slide wide, big stretch, press to open. Yeah. Cool. Connect your right fist to the crown of the head. The elbow hugs narrow, single crown. Cool. And from here, find your length, root your hips back, reach into the length. And then sit back, curl in, chin to chest, rounding through the upper back, bringing it all the way back into your openness. So we find these waves, sit back, curl in, rounding in to extension, length and press, reach to open. Yeah, you can close your eyes here and find your flow, your body knows. Yeah. There's no rules, nothing right or wrong. Beautiful. One more curl in, find that full expression and peel it back open. Press your head, reach length into the belly, into the neck. And then release your right arm, stretch long. And connect your right hand to the front of your right thigh. Little horseshoe hold here. So first stop can stay here if this is feeling good for you today. Second stop can pick up the knee into a balance, open leg to the side. Press your knee forward to slide your hips wide. Let your belly get long and rise, integrity underneath of the left armpit. Option to find a little movement, pulse the knee forward into the pressure of your hand, hips slide wide, and then spring your heart forward. So it becomes a little mechanical here. The knee moves forward, the hips slide back, and the heart springs forward. You should feel this in your left bum. Yeah. Just a couple more. Meow, meow, meow. Cool. And then carry your heart forward. We'll place the right foot into in front of the left thigh, so that number 4 shape. And again, if this feels a little tight or too crunchy, you can always place the foot away, not in front of the thigh and just towards the right side of the mat. But otherwise, we keep that snuggled in. Right fingertips to the right side of the mat, and just gently begin to glide your hips back. And you should feel that right away. That should feel like a pretty juicy, that's juicy. Yeah. And if you want to go deeper, you're welcome to take your right hand to your right bum And as you sit back, pull the flesh up, sit back, sit deep. Yeah. And so there's this widening of the butt, this teaching the pelvic floor to open up. Yeah. Okay, take one more pulse. And then unlink your ankle from in front of your thigh. Come back into all fours. And we'll just walk the hands forward. Keep your hips high to heart melting pose. Let your forehead land to the mat and just chill here. If that doesn't feel nice, you can always take wide elbows with a double fist stack. And take some deep breaths here. Take one more full breath in. And deep exhale. And connect into some grippiness. The hands are forward. Roll your spine forward. Okay. All fours. Press down the mat. Really broaden into the back. Feel your shoulder blades expand. If you need a little chin tuck to really feel that fullness on the back, take that. And then slide your hips back, lift your chin. We'll tuck the toes, rise all the way up into hands and feet. Walk your feet as wide as your hips or as wide as the mat. Sometimes space is nice. Take a bend into your knees and then send your hips high to extend the back line of the leg. A couple of pulses forward and back, hips root high, and the heart pulls forward. Externally rotate your right hand, toes and knees twist to the left. Take a couple of pulses here, hips slide wide, rise, lift and lengthen into the left side ribs. Reach your left arm forward and long. And then connect your left hand to your right forearm. Slide your hips wide, revolve your ribs open. This should feel quite twisty into this bind. The hips root back and wide, spiral open. Yeah. Hold the bind. Left foot slides behind. Step back cat. Bend your knees. Slide the hips back and wide towards the right and continue to revolve the ribs open. 2 pulses here. Bend, root back, and open up. Last one. Bend, root back, and open it up. Okay, come back through center. Keep your left leg lifted. Take your eyes forward. We're going to step the left foot to the left side of the mat. Pivot on the right. Take a deep bend into the knees and rise your heart up. Yeah, so landing in a tribal lunge here. The first place we can land is right here. So keeping a nice bend into the knees, the hips gently behind the heart, and you can sort of glide your legs forward and back. Yeah, if you have a little more, and potentially if you have a block is here. That feels good. If you don't have a block, you can always carry down to the shin. Yeah, and if you have extra space and you can keep your lower lumbar moving in, you're welcome to take the fingertips down to the mat. So just kind of getting juicy, pulsing a gentle extension into the front leg, into the left leg. Yeah. Okay, everybody rise your heart up. So bend your knees forward, slide the hips back. Connect your left forearm to the top of your left thigh. Sweep low to reach your right arm forward and long to open into the belly. Bend, dig your right paw down and back and reach long. Option to connect into a single crown. Right fist to the crown of the head, the elbow hugs narrow. Think about the energy like you're taking off for a race. The right paw digs down, drags back as you stretch long. Take one more pulse. Yeah. And then release your arms wide and forward. Take a pause, little shoulder shake, lift your chin and breathe. Okay. Little spring pulse into cross ankle, right ankle to the top of your left thigh. Okay. Take a subtle bend into the standing leg. Connect your fists ahead of your heart and bring them to the crown of the head. Lift your chin and rise upwards into the pressure of your hands. The elbows hug forward and narrow. Option to stay, option to find a root and rise pulse. Slide the hips back like you're trying to sit into a chair and then rise up. Lift up into the pressure of your hands. These can be super subtle, just gentle bend and then lift up, holding the length through the torso. Rising energy as we root the hips back and wide. Okay, take one more big lift into your length, rise it high, and release your arms forward and wide. Cross your right leg all the way over. Yeah, squish the knees together. So it's kind of like this little cross ankle, what is cross legged? I don't know, crossing your legs. Squish the knees forward, slide your hips back, and we'll take ourselves into a big hug, left arm on top of the right. Yeah, have a little glide of your ribs side to side. Cool. And you can just sort of squirm around here. You're welcome to tip forward into a little forwardy bend. You're welcome to move into the sides, all the way up into the front lines. Okay, release your hug and step your right foot to the right side. Feet can be about as wide as your mat. And we'll take a nice deep bend into the knees and walk your hands down to the shin, maybe all the way down into a forward fold. And keep a little bend in the knees so that the hips are rooting wide, and even shift the weight forward into the front of the foot. If you're going to go into full forward fold, you can catch your elbows, hang heavy here. I'll also put on the menu. You can interlace your hands and extend the arms if that feels good. Yeah, sort of just taking yourself into a place that feels good for you right in this moment. So whether that's just hanging heavy, whether that's kind of more like a halfway hold, fold thing, or just sort of hanging in this heaviness, maybe little sways side to side. Okay. Release your arms and lift your heart all the way up. Pivot your heels together, like or bring them at an angle more together. We'll just take a nice deep squat. Send your butt back. Keep your heart high. Come all the way down. Fingertips can land. Little tick tock of the knees side to side. You plant your hands ahead of you and step back, hands and feet. Little pedal of your heels. Okay, take wide knees, connect your toes behind you, sit back, child's pose, and breathe. Bring yourself back into your center. Roll your spine forward. And fix your knees underneath of the hips. Take your ribs for a couple of little glides side to side. And find center. Press the mat away. Really broaden through the back of the heart. Tuck your toes, lift your knees, rise all the way up into hands and feet. The feet can walk as wide as the mat or as wide as your hips. Nice little bend into the knees. Yeah. Okay. Externally rotate your left hand, twist toes and knees to the right. Knees bend forward, hips slide back, rise, lift and lengthen into the right side. Take a big stretch, reach your right arm forward and long. Yeah, and we'll connect it into a bind, right hand to left forearm. Root your hips back into your twist, open up. Bend, root the hips back into your twist. Okay, hold the bind. Slide your right foot back behind your left. Step back cat. Bend your knees, root the hips wide towards the left, and then spiral open. Bend, root back, and twist it open. One more. Bend, root back, and twist it open. Okay, release your bind. Come back through center. Keep your right foot lifted. Carry your heart forward to step your right foot to the right side of the mat. Gentle pivot on the left. Deep bend into the knees and rise your heart all the way up. First stop, we can land hands to the tops of the thighs and just a gentle glide of the hips forward and back. Yeah, if you have more space, you're welcome to creep down to the shin, or if you have a block is great. If you have all the space and you can keep your alignment in the spine, fingertips can move down to the mat. Yeah, and just working to gently pulse extension into the front right leg. All right. Lift your heart all the way up. Bend into your knees. Slide your hips back. Connect your right forearm lightly to the top of your right thigh. Sweep the left arm low, forward and long to open into the left side. Yeah, take a couple of pulses here, working to dig down, drag back the left paw as you stretch long and rise into the ribs. Less is more. Breathe into the space. Connect your left fist to the crown of the head. Press, reach to open. Cool. And take one more pulse. And then release your arms forward and wide. Soften your shoulders and take a breath. Little spring cross ankle. Cross your left ankle to the top of your left thigh. Take a gentle bend into the standing leg and connect your fists forward of your heart. Bring the hands to the crown of your head. Lift the chin and rise upwards into the pressure of your hands. Option to stay static. Option to find a root and rise pulse. Slide your hips back like you're trying to sit into a chair, and then rise upwards into the pressure of your hands. And this can be just micro pulses, keeping connection ankle into the thigh, thigh back into the ankle. The hips slide wide and we rise open. Super gentle, lifting up, opening up. Hey, take one more. We'll end on length. Rise it up high. Cool. And then cross your leg all the way over. Reach your arms forward and wide. And then wrap yourself into a big hug. Right arm on top of the left. Squish your knees forward. Slide your hips back. And just sort of begin to squirm around here. And so this can kind of look like whatever you need. Little dips forward, little dips into the sides. Yeah. Okay. Release your arms and step your left foot wide to the side. Step your right foot wide to the side. Take a bend into the knees, root your hips back, and take a couple of little shoulder dips. Okay. Deep bends into the knees. Place your hands down to the mat. Step back, step back. Couple of petals of the heels. Connect your paws, find some stillness. Hips rooting high and wide. Externally rotate your right hand. Toes and knees to the left side. Last pulses here. Opening into the side body. Big stretch. Press, reach to open. Yeah. And come back through center. Little shift of your hips side to side. Cool. Externally rotate the left hand, toes and knees twist to the right side. Rinse it out. Last pulses here. Yeah. Take a deep bend into your knees. Lower your left hip all the way down to the mat. Use your hand to support as you extend your arm long to the side. Lying onto the side to transition to the back. Shift to the center of the mat. Catch your knees, cup them, and let the knees pull heavy, and take a couple of little rocks side to side. Place your feet to the mat and cross your right ankle over top of your left thigh. Pick up your bum by pressing the left foot into the mat and inch it over to the right side. Yeah, and take a twist. Let your right foot land to the left. Yeah. You can take your hands into a chin-up bar position. Fingertips can land above the head, elbows to the sky. If you have the space to reach and it feels nice, you can take your left hand to your left ankle and gently resist the knee towards the back of the mat, the right knee. And take some deep, full breaths here. Option to stay in the twist, option to extend into an IT stretch. You can make a little, like a kickstand with your left elbow and sort of support anywhere along your right leg as you extend your right leg towards the left. If you have this capacity to take your left hand to your right toes to make that connection, you're welcome to. And you can also take your right hand to your right bum and pull the flesh back as you extend the leg away. And that's a good thing. So always working with this idea of rooting the femur back into the hip socket to find the extension through the leg. Yeah. And then come back through center. And plant your feet to the mat. Pick up your bum, neutralize your spine, and wash your knees side to side. Okay. And come back to center. We'll cross the left ankle over top of the right thigh. Yeah. And pick up your bum. Inch your bum over to the left for a twist to the right. Let your left paw land to the right. Yeah. And you can keep your hands in chin-up bar, so fingertips landed above the head with the elbows to the sky. Or if you have the space and it feels nice, you can take your right hand to catch your left ankle and resist the knee away from you gently. Lift your chin out of the throat and take some nice deep full breaths. Option to stay in the twist or option to explore the IT stretch. You can make a little kickstand with your elbow to the ground and support anywhere along the left leg. You could even take your right fingertips to your left foot if you can catch the paw. And if you have that IT stretch, it looks like you can take your left hand to your left bum and pull the flesh away. Yeah. And so that there's this quality of rooting the left femur back into its hip socket as the heel kicks away. Okay, my loves. Roll back through center, place your feet to the mat, pick up your bum and neutralize your spine. You can end in a happy baby, maybe a little ninja chop rock side to side. You could end in a butterfly if that's what you need, or anything else that is calling you in this moment, anything else that you feel like you need. And as you're ready, extend your legs long. And take your hands to your bum, spread your cheeks. Widen your base, yeah. And give yourself a big love hug. Spread the shoulders, even pick up your rib cage from the mat and lift to open up the back, yeah. And then release your arms and take them actually above your heart. So reaching the arms above the heart and cross your wrists. And then take your ribs for a little roll side to side so that you can feel the back of your heart massage. Yeah. Madison, take your arms like up above your heart, like above your chest. Yeah. And then like little, like this, my love, my love, my love. It feels so good. So it's just kind of like this little, yeah, yeah, yeah. So it's just nice to really feel almost like this gentle floor to back massage. Yeah. All right. And then let your arms hang heavy to your sides. Take up some space, arms wide, palms can face up to the sky. Let's receive. Lift your chin by pressing the head back into the mat. Open your throat. Take a deep, full breath in. Exhale. Let's do that twice more. Inhale fully. Exhale. And last time, biggest yet. Inhale. Exhale. And drop into your breath. Drop into your stillness. Landing heavier and heavier with each exhale. Today I bring you the card 3 of Pentacles. The 3 of Pentacles highlights a powerful synergy of soulful collaboration and the support of individual strengths. The arrival of this card may be an indication that you have reached a state of accomplishment and bliss after all of your hard work, and with your newfound insight, you understand the steps you need to take in order to maintain this momentum for your success. This card also signifies great skill, passion, and the manifestation of creative projects, either through your own efforts or with the help of another person or group of individuals. After building these soulful connections, you appreciate the qualities and vision that each person has to offer, a great sense of wisdom and modesty which shines through the embodiment of unconditional love and respect for all people. Your inquiry. Am I able to celebrate the accomplishments of others? And could my dreams use any support? And your mantra, I value the light within each person. I share and create from the seeds of my heart. I love you guys. Merry Christmas. Please stay and rest if you have space. Drink lots of water. And I'm so honored that you shared your Christmas with me and moved with me. If you have any questions or if something didn't feel right, please connect with me and I'll be able to troubleshoot with you. And yeah, maybe I see you tomorrow for Slow Meows, a similar style of class. That's at 10 a.m. Pacific time too. So love you guys. Have a beautiful day. Treat yourself well. Nourish, love, and namaste. Peace, peace, peace. Bye, love.